Okay, so recording started. So welcome everyone to the presentation of Mechanical and Aerospace Engineering Department. So today's speakers are the faculty members of the department. Also, we invited a student who will share his experience in the department. After the presentations, we'll have the quiz with the branded prizes. So participate, so listen to the presentations very carefully. And after the quiz, we will have the Q&A session. So you will have the opportunity to ask everything that you are interested regarding, including admissions questions, regarding the program and everything. So dear Professor Shehab, head of the department, so you can start the presentation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Leonara, for the introduction. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Mechanical and Aerospace Engineering Department and the programs. We'll show you during this presentation like a world-class education, what we are delivering to the students and the future students. My name is Essam Shehab. I'm a professor of digital manufacturing and the head of Mechanical and Aerospace Engineering Department. With me in this presentation, I have four professors, Kostas, Desmond, Sherif, and Ali. So they will talk about different elements of the programs. So just if you don't mind, if you can mute your Zoom microphone, unless you would like to ask any questions, you can write your questions as well using the Zoom chat during the presentation. And please raise your hand at the end of the presentation if you would like to ask any questions. So for this talk, we'll talk about general introduction about Mechanical Aerospace Engineering team and who are the faculty members within this department. And then we'll highlight the Mechanical and Aerospace Engineering educational programs and as well as the labs, what sort of labs we have. And we are so fortunate to have one of our students, his excellent students. He will give an overview about his perspective about Nazarbayev University as well as department. So for an overview for Nazarbayev University, of course, it is one of the leading universities in Kazakhstan and also has become international university and research and education. So the university has a lovely campus. You can see the picture in the front of the campus and also inside as well. It is very nice environment for students and for faculty and for staff to enjoy really education in a nice environment, a clean environment. And the university has already many graduates already working in industry and other companies. So the university has 6 schools. One of these schools, the leading school, is a School of Engineering and Digital Sciences. So today's presentation, we have this talk about Mechanical and Aerospace Engineering Department within the School of Engineering and Digital Sciences. The university has a world-class really facilities in terms of library, for instance. You will see the library, if you join the university, is excellent one. I came from the UK. I think some of the facilities in the library better than the UK, really, for universities in the UK. Like you see the library, you see some, like this is the room, is the rest room, which is excellent room, really. So students, enjoying reading, enjoying discussion. You can see excellent facility in the library, one of the world class, really. Also, the university has sports hall, and they have again swimming pool as well. They have accommodation, and they have also nice food. So I think the university providing all the facilities for students and professors and staff to enjoy the education inside the campus. In terms of Mechanical and Aerospace Engineering departments, of course, you are choosing one of the best departments in the university, Mechanical and Aerospace Engineering. because the impact we are doing in our life. So always mechanical engineers, they design, create, and maintain everything around us. If you see like, Rolls-Royce cars, it's done by mechanical engineers. You see high-speed trains, also you need mechanical engineers. You see aerospace, you see power station, you see wind turbine, all of this, you need mechanical engineer really. Like you look at this aircraft, for example, it's very complex aircraft, which is the A380 aircraft. And, it is, this aircraft, composed of like 6 million components. So it's a huge system, 6 million components. And if you would like to buy one of this aircraft, you need about 450 million US dollars. So it is nearly $500 million US dollars to buy this aircraft. So all of this you need to have like engineers, and especially mechanical engineering. So you can see mechanical engineers are everywhere in our products. If you look around you in the house, you'll see something with mechanical, even electricity is coming from power station. So you need mechanical engineer to support this generation of electricity or movement. For the team, you will enjoy really a true international team. So mechanical aerospace, we have many faculty members from different countries, like, from UK, from Australia, from Greece, from Bangladesh, from, France, and so on. So you have many international colleagues. And this diversity really, enrich, the educational system. Because we are coming from different background, and this will reflect to our students by all of our education system and educational styles as well. So you will enjoy this multi-international teams in terms of our colleagues. The department is very active in research. So we have like, 5 main research areas or groups. So we have like aerospace engineering, and also design, manufacturing, and all of these areas, and design and manufacturing, also bioengineering as well. You can see applied mechanics and energy and thermofluids. So all of these areas generates a lot of interest from the students. So they work as research assistants in different areas. They participate in publications with professors, attending conferences. So this, makes the integration between the students and the faculty members are very high. So we are keen to have the students always participating in research projects, so they can learn from professors and the senior students. And also is helping them to move from BEng to MSc, then from MSc to PhD. So I think the environment here in Nazarbayev University, one of the leading universities I have seen in terms of engaging students, even from undergraduate level as well. So we have 3 main programs. So we have BEng in Mechanical and Aerospace Engineering. Also, we have MSc in Mechanical Aerospace Engineering, and we have PhD in Mechanical Engineering. So 3 of my colleagues, so we'll talk about each of these programs. So they are leading these programs. So Professor Kostas, he will talk about BEng.
Okay, so let me first thank you all for being here and attending this open house day. So I will try to briefly present the undergraduate program in our department. And let me start by mentioning that the program's major areas are well aligned with the research areas that Professor Shehab presented earlier. So once again, we have thermofluids and energy applications, materials and manufacturing, design and analysis, also dynamics and control, which in the previous slide were incorporated in the design. And also, of course, the aerospace engineering, which was a separate area. So the same areas are all exist in the courses and the material we deliver in the undergraduate program. Maybe we move to the next slide, please.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so let me give you an overview of the program, and I will say a few things about the requirements. So first of all, a graduate is expected to collect 248 ECTS, and let me give you a very brief description of what an ECTS is. It's a unit that measures the amount of effort and time that a student needs to devote for a particular course. Now we have courses that range between 6 and 8 ECTS, so that's the most common cases, but there are also some special cases like the capstone project, which spans a year, and it corresponds to 12 ECTS. Now, regarding the structure of the course, the first year is following the core curriculum. And what I mean by core curriculum, I'm referring to some basic knowledge that spans almost all schools in the university. And overall, we have 10 courses. So 34 ECTS during the first semester and 34 ECTS during the second semester. And apart from this core knowledge, students in the School of Engineering and Digital Sciences have the opportunity to start, let's say, identifying the differences between sciences and engineering. So there will be an introduction that allows you to understand some basic differences, but apart from the differences, also the similarities. So for example, in engineering, we learn things, so we acquire knowledge so that we can manage to construct things. Whereas in the case of science, what is happening is that they may come up with devices to do experiments so that they can acquire knowledge. So that's one of the differences that you can think of. And generally in engineering, we would like to answer how things work and how we can improve in general humanities, the human race, and provide, let's say, a better quality of life, but also improve existing projects. Now, as we move to the second year, we start introducing courses that are specific to engineering, and not only to engineering, but especially the mechanical and aerospace engineering department. So these courses that are delivered during the second year cover the fundamental principles of the major in mechanical and aerospace engineering. And they provide what we call the breadth of knowledge. So you get the breadth of the engineering knowledge. As we progress to the third year, these courses become a little bit more specialized. Still, they are mandatory courses mainly, but you also have the chance to select elective courses. So elective courses, a student can pick from a pool of many electives. And these elective courses allow you to develop the depth. So you are not just acquiring a breadth of knowledge, but depth of knowledge, meaning that you get specific information about a knowledge, of course, and skills regarding specific areas. So if someone is interested in aerospace, he or she might pick more elective courses from that specific area. And This intensifies during the last year, where, as you can see, you have the option of selecting 5 elective courses, and at the same time, you are conducting your capstone project, which is, let's say, the collection, the assembly of skills and knowledge, so that you can come up with a complete design, a complete product in the area of your study. So that is, let's say, more or less the structure. Now, what we have here are the titles of the courses for these years. So for the core courses, you can see things ranging for mathematics, Calculus 1 and Calculus 2, physics, programming, the introduction to engineering, which, as I mentioned previously, makes this identification and distinguishes between science and engineering. As we move to the second year, you see that courses become more relevant to engineering and mechanical engineering. You see engineering dynamics, you see materials and manufacturing, you see engineering mathematics. So let's say a part of mathematics that are of particular interest in engineering, like differential equations and linear algebra, computer-aided design, structural mechanics, numerical methods, and so on and so forth. And as we move to the third year, now things become even more specific. So you see now fluid mechanics 1 and 2, we see computer-aided engineering, so that's analysis, more advanced engineering dynamics, control systems, and so on and so forth. And this moves to a certain degree also to the fourth year, where we have heat transfer, mechanical system designs, and of course, all the elective courses that belong to the major areas that I mentioned in the beginning. So if we move to the next slide, you will have the chance to see those electives. So let's move on. These are the areas. Once again, let me repeat them. They are color-coded. So thermofluids, aerospace engineering, system dynamics and control, design and analysis, and materials and manufacturing. You see, for example, 2 elective courses from the materials and manufacturing area. We see 3 from aerospace engineering, 4 from thermofluids and energy applications, and these are quite diverse. Right? So you see fire engineering and also clean energy technologies. They are both in the same area, but they are quite different. Mechanics of soft materials, advanced control systems, and MEMS in the system dynamics and control. And of course, some additional courses in design analysis and the remaining areas that I mentioned previously.
Thank you much, Kostas.
Thank you.
We can move now to the MSc in Mechanical and Aerospace Engineering. So Professor Sherif, can start.
Thank you very much. Thanks, Professor Shehab. Thanks, Professor Kostas, for the introduction about the BNG, which is actually like save some time to explain some of the terms that we're gonna use exactly the same in master, the MSc or the master program. Thanks everyone that for attending our open house day in Mechanical Engineering Department. My name is Sherif Gouda, professor at the Mechanical Engineering Department and the master degree coordinator. Let me start to tell you that the master program at the Mechanical Engineering Department is actually meant to let students acquire in-depth experience in advanced mechanical engineering topics, mainly like advanced engineering materials and manufacturing, advanced control systems, and renewable and traditional energy systems or sectors. It's actually like extension for the BNG program, but we go to in-depth knowledge. We actually provide like kind of not basic knowledge, but advanced knowledge in most of the sectors or the topics of mechanical engineering. So if I want to or to cover the major area in the master program, you can see here that the major area covered is applied mechanics, where you can gain knowledge about advanced engineering mechanics and advanced control systems, like mechatronic and automatic control systems. Also, the second area, you can see that the energy and thermofluids, where you learn advanced approaches in harvesting renewable energy, as well as like to gain in-depth and advanced knowledge in traditional energy as well, and thermofluids. The last areas, but not least, is like engineering design and materials and manufacturing. And in this area that students acquire advanced knowledge and skills and designing mechanical structure or elements, selecting and tailor materials to design structures to satisfy the purpose or the function of the structure. So it's not only using like the existing material, but even ourselves, we can teach students and to have some hands-on experience to synthesize advanced materials for a certain function or a certain purpose in life, for like kind of like advanced what we call it functionality. Let me tell you like some kind of early crack detection. We can use some kind of polymers or conductive polymers to measure this kind of early crack. So the students, when they join the MSCs, you should be able to synthesize this material. They should have like kind of in-depth experience and hands-on experience to synthesize and fabricate some advanced materials at the bulk size and at the as well as at the nano size. So in general, if we look at the program, we'll find the program composed of 2 years, like over 4 semesters. So usually you should study and pass like 8 courses, core courses, and 4 elective courses. Each one of these courses have 6 credits. There are also in the to work on a research topic. So you start with a thesis one, and this thesis, when you write it and you pass it, you should cover like around 24 credit, and you finalize this thesis in the second or the last semester, which is also equal to 24 credit. We can move to the second, to the third slide. What's the last? So if we look at the titles of the courses that you need to pass as a core courses, we start with like technical communication and advanced applied mathematics, finite element methods. Don't forget, like I need also is not it's not worth it to mention most of these topics or these courses are at the level of advanced topics. So you will have like a basic knowledge from the BNG program, and when you come to the master program, you will learn and get the skills and you get the knowledge from our professors at the program at the advanced level. So as you can see that I'm not going to mention all the courses or the core courses here. If you look at the elective courses, the elective courses, you need to select 4 courses from this pool, depend on the areas that you are going to work on or the research topic that you are going to work on. They are like ranging between like applied mechanics, and in the second area, like you have kind of 6 courses, the yellow courses in applied mechanics, ranging from advanced statistics and probability, numerical techniques for engineers, coming to flight dynamics, flight and the fatigue, fracture mechanics, and the biomechanics. Also, if you are working or you select to work on engineering design, materials, and manufacturing, you have around 6 elective courses as well. You need to select 4 courses from this range. And the last one is energy and thermofluids. You have 2 core courses. You need to select some of the courses. You are able to select 1 or 2 courses from this area as well. And also, I need to mention before we go that by the end of the master thesis, you should be able to publish at least one or two conference or a journal paper in one of the top journals by the help of your supervisor who's supervising your master thesis. And this is one of our like expert and one of our strengths at the Mechanical Engineering Department. Thank you.
Thank you, Master Professor Sherif, for MSc in Mechanical Aerospace Engineering. Now we'll move on to the PhD in Mechanical Engineering, and Professor Desmond will introduce this.
Hello, well, nice to talk to you this evening. I'm just going to give you 3 slides on the PhD program. The PhD program is not just as structured as the rest of the programs. So keep in mind that you have plenty of choices and plenty of thinking to do about what you would want to do. But this first slide just states our aims very concisely. We want original research. That's the focal point of the PhD program for PhD students. PhD candidates are required to write and defend a dissertation, and that is called a viva at the end of your studies that describes the original contribution to the chosen discipline and shows how well you actually know your subject. Now, of course, we are very aware that some time in the future you will work somewhere. So we do also think about preparation for employment by academic institutions if you want to be an academic, government laboratories, which are very popular in Kazakhstan. We have at least 2 of them very close to us here. And then there's industrial research laboratories in oil companies and other types of companies. And then, of course, you may want to just break off and go into professional engineering. Next slide, please. Now, as I say, you have to make a choice. And to do that, you should approach all the professors that you are interested in this department as soon as possible, so that a conversation can be actually mounted. If you're already doing a master's degree, it'll be easy to contact us. We are all friendly people and we're interested in what you want to do. These are, I just selected these from recent years as typical PhD topics. We are extremely strong in computational fluid dynamics and numerical methods in that area. So you have a whole list there: fluid structure, interaction, biomechanics. Professor Young is very strong in that, and fire modeling. Decision analysis, if you want to go more for the managerial area, perhaps risk analysis, financial systems, transport systems. Professor Essam is strong in that. And there's other ones: machine design, space technologies. Professor Kostas springs to mind, manufacturing processes, Professor Asma, and I'm sure I've forgotten some of the more important ones. But again, you're not tied to any of these. If you have your own ideas, then you go ahead and approach the staff here, and you will get a response. Believe me, do not be afraid to make contact. Okay, next slide, please. Now, this important slide is what it's all about. First of all, a long time ago, we decided to follow the American system. And that means that for the first year, you will not do much research, although you can if you want, but you will think about what research you're going to do. You will come to some conclusions what it will be. But you will also have to do some courses. Most of them are elective courses, and they're based mainly on the master's courses. And what you should do is have in mind support your research in the next 3 years. So there's lots of choices, lots of basic stuff, computing, programming, for instance, even that, and all sorts of engineering topics that you can get into. And you must pass that and get what's called a GPA of the equivalent of B- at least, although most people in my experience are getting higher than that these days. Now, that's year 1. Now, years 2 to 4, 2, 3, and 4, that's where you do your research. That's where you're working very closely with your supervisor, your co-supervisors, and an international supervisor, which makes it even more exciting. And you will meet those people and you will live with them for 3 years and get on with your research. And during that time, it's expected that, as well as contributing to your final thesis, you will have journal publications of a high order, and some trips abroad could be available. And for obviously conferences, but also maybe for some teaching. And at the end of all that, as I say, you have to do a viva, which is, in case you don't know, an oral examination in front of your peers. So plenty of people will come and watch. So be prepared for that. And an external international examiner, maybe 2 of them even, will examine your work. Now, I just want to point out before I finish some important milestones. I would emphasize again admission. Most people come here with a BEng or a BSc or an MEng and an MSc, and then do a PhD. Now that is the BSc students, and we start thinking about them as PhD students directly. Now that is very rare. You have to be very, very good. So you'll probably come as a BEng, MEng, or a BSc, MSc student. And the admission, one thing is we obviously, because I'm speaking in English and we're all speaking in English, your English has to be good. So it has to have a high English level, and you will be in front of a selection panel as well, so that we can actually get to know you and what you want to do. But as I said at the very beginning, start straight away if you're really interested here in getting a supervisor. Once you've got a supervisor sorted, you're really starting to be in business. Now, the next milestone is at the end of the first year, where you have to submit a subject quality examination, which is 3 topics picked, and you're examined in those just like any ordinary examination, and that has to be passed. That is part of the American system. And also there's a research. It's not too difficult. You just write a few pages on what research you want. And then for the next 3 years, you have to keep up using, doing research examinations, and they're in the forms of interviews, so that we are satisfying ourselves that progress is being made. And of course, we have to satisfy the university and the government that their money is being spent well. So that's, I would encourage you very much to at least contact us, and even if you don't ever come, it would be an experience for us to talk to you and for you to talk to us. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor Desmond, for this introduction for the PhD in mechanical engineering. Now we'll move to our lab. Professor Ali, can you talk about it?
Hello, this is Muhammad Ali from Mechanical and Aerospace Engineering. So I have been teaching here for almost 8 years. This is my 8 years going on. So I mean, from the very beginning of the development of laboratories, lab facilities here. Of course, you see a list of laboratories right here. But beside this one, we have more laboratories in collaboration with other departments and other schools. So these are mainly teaching laboratories, the core teaching facilities we have in our departments. From the first year, start from design, and then you try to go to workshop. Make your hands dirty, right? And then try to create something. As Professor Kostas, Professor Essam was mentioning, that you have to build something, right, through engineering process. So we have very good laboratories, as you can see here. The laboratory behind me, I mean, in my the background, right? This is actually industrial automation laboratory, which is I'm taking care of that laboratory. So we have also, beside that one, we have aerospace laboratory. We have in that laboratory we have wind tunnel. We also have UGV. We have underground unmanned ground robot, and also drone. We have is a leader and floor systems. Also fluid mechanics, laboratories, as Professor Desmond was mentioning, that our school is very, strong in numerical analysis. Industrial automation, you see the students are working here with the industrial automation laboratory tools, but machine dynamics, thermal sciences, machine design. We have very good laboratories, but we cannot list, enlist everything here, right, within short time. I think some of you are very tired, almost 40 minutes, so we're going to finish faster. Then we have strength of materials, we have materials engineering laboratory, and of course we have computer-aided laboratories, engineering laboratory. Very latest technologies we have it. Very nice. If you see this one, you like the way we work there. The key laboratory. Of course, beside this one, we have many other laboratories, like the workshop, which is not mentioned here. We have many machines, CNC machines, the conventional machines, to make something. We also have, beside this one, we also have a big, we call techno park, where is, you can make anything in the laboratory. From the design, we have a big number of stuffs there. They're very skillful. They also help the students to build successfully, especially their projects, thesis work, and also PhD, research work. Okay. So Professor Essam and we, our team, created a very good, the short, this virtual laboratory, So please have a look and enjoy it. Of course, you can have any questions or ask us. Okay. Enjoy. Yeah. Thank you very much. So, yes.
I'm KE.
Oh, okay. And then we also have a student chapter. Okay. In this chapter, I am also supervising this chapter on behalf of NU. So this is IMEC, Institute of Mechanical Engineers. This is very famous. You see it, right? It was established in 1847. It's very famous in the in mechanical engineering field. Okay. So we have some programs, we have some members from the first year up to fourth year, anybody can join us. And for students, membership is free. And you learn, actually, you have some interactive, like design contest competition, okay? From NU, maybe with some universities from Central Asia, sometimes from Azerbaijan, sometimes from Middle East also. So they're having like international competition on some design and development projects. So when you join here, definitely you have lots of chances to attend seminar, conferences, talk from this, this IMEC section, and definitely this will be a great opportunity for you to learn and enjoy working with the international, very famous research team. And this is just beginning of course you have other teams, but this is just one of the beginning, the section of student chapter. Okay. So we do lots of things. Of course, we have time to time. We do have also competition internally. This is the leader of NU, IMEC. He or she organizes this one among the NU students. So internal, domestic, and also we have international, this kind of joint collaborative activities. Besides some international conferences and also seminars. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Ali, for this introduction. So I would like to add also our students are active in like building racing cars, for example, and they have these racing cars for international competition as well. So they have done this already and they went to Singapore and they use their car for racing as well. So, and now they are building another one for composite, using composites. So this is another activity, as Professor Ali mentioned, will make the students' hands, keep busy with objects. In addition to all of this, you have seen so far, also we are inviting industry speakers to talk to our students. And the department is very active in like inviting from world-class companies like Airbus and Rolls-Royce. So last year we invited from Airbus and Rolls-Royce 2 talks. You can see it here. And on March 3rd of March, we are inviting again Rolls-Royce again. And tomorrow there is other talk for our students from Airbus. So we are very active in engaging with industry and having projects with companies like Air Astana, for example, and other companies, and also inviting them to give a talk as well in Nazarbayev University. So this is again students real examples from industrial speakers. So our students are very active and they are very successful in gaining jobs in many companies. You can see some of these companies here. And as I mentioned before, any companies you need mechanical engineer. Any company, oil and gas company, construction company, any companies need mechanical engineers. Because all the companies, they have something to move. So any movement, you need mechanical engineer. So you can see some of the big names like BI Group, Air Astana, some consultancy companies, General Electric, for instance, here. So this is a big companies, and our students are very successful in gaining jobs there in these companies. So we have Bibit here. He's kindly, spend some time with us today to give you his perspective about his study at Nazarbayev University. He's a senior final year BEng student, and also he's a research assistant. So he will give you his perspective about studying at Nazarbayev University. It's over to you.
Thank you, Professor. Can I share my presentation?
Yeah, you have it here. I have the slides here.
Okay, thank you very much. So good evening, everyone. Again, my name is Bibit Kasım. I have enrolled Nazarbayev University in 2017 as a foundation year program, and currently I'm a senior mechanical and aerospace engineering student. Apart from that, I'm working as a research assistant in the research group of Professor Didier Talamona. And if you go to the next slide, please. this is just to when I was the student, this is what I wanted to see, like how, like what kind of things we learn as a mechanical engineering student. This is my first computer engineering course where we have learned the SolidWorks software, and this was my first design project. I know it's very simple, but I was really excited to learn these kind of things, like from designing to making drawings, making assembly, assigning different colors and making animation. And if we go to the next slide, please. At the end of this course, you will have a chance to pass the official exam, certified, and get the certified SolidWorks professional level certificate. I really encourage you, if you continue your undergraduate degree and study this course, I really encourage you to really like dedicate your time to properly study this course and get this certificate, because it is not just to show on your CV, and just not to show on your CV, but it really proves your proficiency in using this computer engineering software. And it's really good for you as a mechanical engineer. And in the high level courses, for example, in machine element design course, you will do these different kind of assignments where you will not only like use your skills in designing, for example, but you will be constrained in terms of the design requirements, such as like making the gearbox with certain speed ratio. You should calculate these different stresses. You should consider for the cost of the material, strength of the material, and it really gets kind of complicated and both interesting at the same time. So this is just an example of what kind of assignments you can get in the future. Apart from that, apart from my engineering curriculum, I was actively working as a research assistant. My main research work involves in the additive manufacturing area. To be more specific, with the FDM technology. FDM technology, to put it simply, it's like 3D printers where you use the thermoplastics to print different parts. For example, here you can see this is the 3D printer, and this in the blue, it's a printed part. If you look closely to the edges of the printed part, the edges are kind of elevated, and this is actually the problem because of the internally generated stresses. And as a research assistant, I studied the effect of different process parameters on this dimensional inaccuracy, both numerically and experimentally. If you go to apart from that, you can use different materials to print these different interlocking designs. For example, you can see that I have used red and black materials to print this T-shaped mechanical interlocking, and you can break them and see how strong different designs are. So yeah, that's actually briefly, just brief overview of what you can see from the perspective of the mechanical engineering student. And I really, from my side, I would suggest you to take the maximum out of core engineering courses, because even though you might be not interested about a certain specific area of the mechanical engineering, but what are you going to study in the undergraduate level? It's the just basis of everything, and it's always good for you to know this minimum level knowledge, which might be helpful for you in the future. And I will also suggest to get some kind of research experience, because as you might, as the professors have mentioned, we have really broad range of research areas in our department, and I'm sure that you can find the best fit for you. And also, I wish you everyone good luck. And if you have any questions regarding the research or the mechanical engineering in general, if you want to ask the student, I'm really open. You can find me on social media. And thank you, everyone. Thank you, professors, for inviting me.
Thank you, David, really, for the excellent talk and your perspective of the university and the Mechanical Aerospace Engineering Department. With that, I would like to close the presentation. I'd like to thank you all for listening to us. And this is some of the, the students who are working in different companies, as I mentioned, with Air Astana. We have talked from Airbus and Rolls-Royce, and we wish to take some of the students to the company there as well. So I think that's it for today, and thank you very much, and we are happy to take any questions from you. Over to you, Luna.
Thank you, dear professors. Dear participants, you can write your questions here. or raise your hand and turn your mic on. Then we'll move to quiz. Okay, so we have a question in the chat box. What are the requirements? Okay, so we have, I can send you the email or the link to the requirements, and they are all the same for all the applicants. So even the foreign applicants can apply for the scholarship. So I want to emphasize that 98% of our students are having the scholarship, so they're getting the stipend. So you have a good chance if you have enough, if you're good, if you meet the requirements, you can apply for this. So give me a second to send you the link. Could you please specify which program, which level you are interested in? So in mechanical and aerospace engineering, we have the 3 of them. So you can apply as a bachelor, master's, or for the PhD program. Any other questions? Okay, I completed my application for the master's at your university. What is left for my referee to send the form? You get a mail notification. Okay, I think we should check up your documents. Could you please write me an email? Here is my email of the school. I will check it up very carefully with our admissions department.
So you are very welcome also to unmute yourself and you can ask a question.
Yeah, sure.
Verbally as well. Verbally as well, if you wish. Thank you.
About the masters, okay, I'll send information. And again, if you will have any questions, for example, after reading all these requirements, the necessary documents, if you still will have the questions, please contact us.
There is another question, I think, Nora, about from one of the colleagues. I'm currently doing BNG and I would like to know about masters.
It's the first applicant who was asking about the requirements.
Yeah.
Oh, it's okay.
Okay. You sent an email to this. Have you sent an email to sets@nuedu.kz? Okay. Okay. I will check it up. Thank you. Any other questions? Let me invite Aida. She will join us in 5 minutes. She's a senior manager of the Office of Enrollment Management. She works closer with the admission process, recruitment process. She will help us with it. If there are no other questions, let us move to the quiz and then we will continue our Q&A session. Okay, so I will start the quiz. You will have like 5 minutes to answer it, and then we will find out who are the first. As we are not, today we don't have a lot of participants, let's choose 2 winners who are the first, who will answer the correct answer, who will give the correct answers. Sorry, I have a technical problem with the poll. Give me a couple of minutes. You can ask your questions right now.
Hello, I have a question.
Yes,
Are there any programs like summer terms in other universities?
Yes, we have. Our student has the possibility to have some courses abroad or with the other universities. For example, during this pandemic, even during the pandemic, students had their courses online with the university in Norway. So everything is possible. It depends. So we have different student mobility programs. It depends. So our students will receive an email inviting to participate in this contest. So the best students will get the opportunity to have summer schools or some semesters abroad. Dear Aida, thank you for joining us. Could you please help with the question? So about the referees, would an applicant receive the notification that the referee has sent his letter?
Yeah, in their, for example, they will apply through the admission portal and they will have their account. Let's say личный кабинет in Russian. So in this account, they will see that, for example, a recommendation letter was submitted, like something like that. So they will see it.
If there is some difficulties, should we contact admission department or help desk? I will find this email and check it up closely with Aida and the admission department.
The applicants, for example, during the application, you will you face some issues, some problem, right? So in this like application page, you will have in the right side in the bottom. So there will be special email address. This is a special email address of admission department, and you can write all your questions, maybe some about your problems. First of all, you should indicate there your applicant ID, then your individual number. After that, you will just indicate your problem. Then our managers will help you.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions regarding admissions?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so I was the one who asked the question.
Okay.
So I've actually completed the application and the forms have been sent to my referees. One of them told me he has completed it and sent. So my question is, do I get an email notification each time my referee submits the reference form? Secondly, on my application, on my account page, I still see missing documents, reference form 2. Do you understand me?
So yeah, could you just write your problem and like indicate everything that, and you can make a screen of your like application page, then send it to this email. Our managers will check it. Maybe some problems in the service, maybe, I don't know, they will check it, okay?
Okay, perfect.
In the right side of your application page, there will be special email address. This is special managers who will help you with these application stages, application steps. So they will help you with your question.
Yes, I've actually sent an email to seds@nu.edu.kz.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I think I would have to resend it with a screenshot.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Have you taken this email from the application page?
Yes, I have.
Oh, okay, fine. Yeah, so they will help you.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We have another raised hand from the applicant. Here, Edward, you can ask your question.
Okay. Good evening, Prof, and everyone. My name is Edward. I'm sure some of my lecturers are familiar with my name. I'm a student here, Master's in Mechanical, first year. Okay, my question, actually, I was supposed to join the program earlier, but I was on the road, so network was fluctuating, so I had to rush back to the block. So I have a question regarding PhD, although I have plans on furthering my academics, and I left school a few years ago, about 8 to 10 years ago, and I've been working in the oil and gas industry, so I left my job to come back to school. But then it's been very, very challenging trying to integrate back into the system, because I did my first degree in mechanical, and I've been working in oil and gas, which is a little bit far away from mechanical. So I have been struggling a little bit with my courses, the courses that we're offering mechanical. And I want to know, what plans does the school have for people who are interested in the academic, because I want to become an academia, like maybe a teacher, like more like a professor, But the time, the whole program is really stressful, and I studied from my home country for my first semester. The extenuating circumstances was so much that I couldn't catch up with so many things. But now I'm in school, and then I want to know, what plans does the school, the mechanical engineering department, have for people who are interested in academics or maybe research, and more like a mentorship for people like us who isn't much more interested in furthering.
Professor Desmond would like to answer this question.
Yes, could you please?
Well, actually, you remind me of me, because I was working in industry and so on for 10 years before I did my PhD, and I can appreciate the stress that you may be under. What can I say? I had forgotten all the basic stuff, actually, and I had to read quite extensively in the summer before I started my PhD. As regards mentoring, we do have a system where you are assigned to somebody that looks after your welfare and different things. Now, he or she could be incorporated into maybe spending a couple of hours a week with you, just talking about your courses, giving you not in detail, because that's up to you, but just a few pointers on how to actually study, which is probably what you're alluding to. How do I get back to studying? So you may have forgotten how to do that. I certainly had. But it comes back. It's like riding a bicycle, it'll come back to you. So we do have a system where you are assigned to somebody that will help you with your welfare. It's usually with welfare, student welfare, when they get into some sort of trouble, but it can be used also for anything. And I don't see why we can't use that system where you could attend as a mentor, a mentee, I think it is, of the mentor. And he or she could give you, for a couple of hours a week, just checking and pointing in the right direction. That's all I can suggest. That's all in my mind that is available at the moment for students, really. What do you think, Essam?
I think because I know Emeka, he's my student in one of my current course. I know him. I think you have started in a good way, Emeka, for your study by doing your master. So your master degree is like warming up your brain to start studying again after many years. So I think after finishing the master degree, you will have this training because you are doing courses, you will do some research in your master thesis. I think this is a very good strategy you have done by joining us as a master students. And if, of course, as you mentioned, you would like to wish to be a PhD student and then joining academia. But you need to, if you'd like to join academia, you need to focus on like publications, writing conference, journal papers, all of this. This will come by during your master thesis as well as your PhD thesis as well. So I think you are doing a good strategy now.
Okay. One more question, please.
Yes, sure.
Okay. Some of my colleagues, and I think I understand that some of them have a research assistant position, I think. Well, I envy them because they know a lot, and I've been wondering how can I, how can I know what they know? How can I join them in what they do? Because yesterday I was in the research building and I saw a lot of equipment, and I was wondering how do I get into this system? Who do I talk to? Who do I meet? Because I cannot say that I know something. I cannot say that, okay, there's this particular research, I know how to do it. What is this? What plans does the system have for people who are new in research and who are eager to do research?
So maybe I will ask my colleague, Professor Ali, Professor Kostas, to answer this question. Then
I think this question, maybe in different platform, maybe we're talking about admission now. He is already in the system. This is a little bit off the topic, but I think Edward, maybe you talk to us personally, then we can guide you, okay? So, since the course is over, you never talk to us. So how can we know that you have a problem? That's your problem. Come back to us, right? So talk to professors and they will guide you. And you can, I can meet you even sometime somewhere and explain you how this system works. But you have to work harder, okay?
Okay, no problem.
So let me add maybe something, a pointer. So as you may know, each of us has a research page in NU's website. So you can have a look and see what kind of project work or research work each of us is doing. And then you can contact us directly, express your willingness to join a specific project. And if there are open positions and you are willing to work hard so that you can be a good match for that position, then it could be a way to join the system, as you put it.
Thank you, Professor Ali, Professor Kostas. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm sorry if my questions were a little bit out of the point.
I think it's okay. I mean, since you are interested to know, okay, why not? It's an opportunity.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. And also in the chat box, you can find the link to our faculty members list. So you can find who are working in this department and find more information about them, including the research interest and the project they are involved in. So any other questions? If there are no questions, let me start the quiz. Okay, have you seen this on the screens? Dear participants, can you see the poll on your screens?
Yes, we can see it.
Okay, great. You have 5 minutes to fulfill this.